If this video has found you, then maybe these messages are meant for you too. It's okay to play small. I see people looking at the entire grand plan, the end goal, the whole enchilada. And that can be overwhelming. That could be detrimental to some people. It's like, how am I going to get there? There's so much stuff that needs to be done. And we forget that we have something called time and we can take our sweet time with it. It's still divine. And sometimes you will speed up, sometimes you will slow down. But it's how we make it all happen, right? The hows, the what's, when, the where, the who, all of it. We get to decide a lot of it. And then other stuff we surrender. We give it to the divine to worry about the other things of who gets to see it, when do they get to see it, where do they get to see it, how do they get to see it, how does it work for them. There's two different sections on how that can really work. All the five W's in the how, all the five W's in the how, not just for you, but for the people. So it's like you do your best here, and then this will have its best here. But coming together is your trust and your belief that it's all working out for your best and highest good. And I see people in like the feeling of like really being hard on themselves. And you can get stuck that way. You can be going into a downward spiral. And then you start really thinking about like all these other things. And then you start thinking about all this random crap from your past. And then you realize that the neural pathways in your brain are like misfiring in different ways when you really wanted to be going, in the best and highest ways for you. That takes with being present, having the awareness to shift that vibration, those moments, right? So when you take things one thing at a time, we're going to place it in some analogies for you today so that you can feel better. You can feel, have that big sigh of relief. Okay. The video game, one of the best analogies that we will describe for you today. Super Mario, everyone's very familiar about Mario in some way. So when the first games came out, when you were at the World One, very first level, the first page, you're a tiny little Mario, and then you know, you start walking with the cursor, you start jumping with the A button, and then you jump up and like you land on a turtle, and then like you push it away, it goes to the back of the map, you score some points, and you just learned how to step on a turtle, how to jump on a turtle. And then you see like these boxes, a mystery box or a brick. You hit the mystery box, you get a mushroom. And you get bigger, you get more expansive. And it's like, okay, this world, this chapter is going to get a little bit easier because now you can break some bricks, you create more space because the bricks kind of bring the map a little bit more constricted, smaller. You get to play a little bit smaller, but then when you break them, there's more room for you to grow, to jump, to then have more abilities to land and to float and to even fly in different places. So there's nothing blocking you from being in that perfect trajectory, right? And then you may hit a Goomba and you totally did it on accident because you thought you could land there, but then as it was moving, you misdirected. And then you kind of go back to being small Mario. And then you step on the Goomba, you score some points, and then you go. And then you realized, wow, the way I landed wasn't the best. And I got knocked down. But you learned. So then the next time that you go and you see a Goomba, you learned, you grew. And now the cursor, control pad, and then the button, your timing is just going to be a little bit different. The landing position is just going to be a little bit different. But then now it's for your best and highest good to make sure that is perfect. It's excellence. It's greatness, Okay. But this is all preparing you because then you go into the next chapter and the next one. And then finally you get to the next world. And it's like, wow, I just went through 6 or 7 chapters. And, last chapter was probably pretty hard. There's like less obstacles. There's like more flying, you know, more jumps, more obstacles, more piranhas shooting fireballs at you, more flying turtles, you know, and, but it all prepares you for Bowser. Because, like, if you were to start facing Bowser at chapter one, level one, you would not know how to defeat Bowser. It would take you so many tries. For some of you, you may get it on the first try, right? But like if the whole journey didn't prepare you to meet Bowser and defeat Bowser, it'd be super hard. Like I said, some people could do it on the first try or a few tries, but it could take many people many more tries. So that's why the journey is so important and to not get hard on yourself because focus on one thing at a time. That's the key. And you'll really start to see the evolution. But then also show excitement and gratitude and appreciation for completing each chapter, each level, because it will build your energy and your vibration when you really look at the journey, you really embody it and visualize it in these new ways, in these new levels. Because then, once like the really big tasks really happen, you're more focused, you're more in alignment. You have an elongated attention span to really follow through into the end goal, that the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop, the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to find your relaxation, find your breath. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't try to look at everything into like one fucking thing, right? You can look at it as like the one thing, but then don't get overwhelmed by all the tiny little things, medium like size, things all at once. Don't look at it all at once. One thing, one at a time. And now we're going to switch the analogy into something more of our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. The story of Jesus, one of the stories of Jesus, where he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Do you think that this dude just woke up one morning, was like, I'm going to fast for 40 days and meditate for 40 days? I extremely doubt it, highly doubt it. There's probably no way. You would need to build for that. Even Jesus would know that. He probably took 1 or 2 days to fast with nothing, and then he would eat some food, and then he would like build it back up, eat some food, be very clean, meditate every single day, and then he would build it up to 3, and then 4, maybe 7, maybe 10, right? But he didn't just wake up one morning or decide like the night before, I'm just going to go 40 days and 40 nights straight. Like that's a long time. That's extremely long. For me, I've done a 3-day water fast. I did a 5-day juice cleanse. I've done, I did a 2-day dry fast. I've never gone anything past 5 because that's like really insane. Some people probably have done it. I've never heard of anyone else besides Jesus doing it. I think there was a priest that went 31, 32 days or something, and I think he ended up dying. So we're not telling you to go super long, a few days at a time. Also, don't recommend doing 40 days, even building up for it. Like I don't think you don't feel that you need to do that at all. We really are not encouraging you to do that at all. But the moral of that story is it's just like those building blocks, right? And still being present in every single moment and not being hard on yourself. We see that you can be hard on yourself. And it's just a coping mechanism from our past because we were never really taught how to be present, how to enjoy the moment, how to look at the moment in a different way other than it being hard or having fear about it, or because it was so new, we didn't know what to do. You know, even if you're trying something, you're always doing. Trying is, we want to say, half doing it. There's no reason to just be trying. Just go out and do it. No matter how it looks, how it sounds, as long as it feels genuine and authentically from you. Because the more that it starts to be you and your own energy and your own creations, that's the magic. That is helping you become magnetic. Just like in the last video, the magic and the magnetic and the net all comes together for you. The divine wants you to be you, to trust in your gifts, to trust in your abilities, whatever you're doing, putting it out there, even receiving as well. There is also the analogy of, like, everyone starts from somewhere. Some people get it pretty big, some people get nothing. But we don't want to see you getting so mad and so angry at yourself that, like, you just put it off and then you forget about it for a week or two, and then time really passes, and then you're just not really doing anything anymore. It's okay to take breaks, but, like, deep down, if you know that your soul is having you listen to the call so you can answer it and take the action, please, by all means, do so. You are divinely guided and connected and protected in all that you do. It's a knowingness within you. There was one moment where I was in Minnesota and I was walking. I took a wrong turn at midnight and I ended up in a neighborhood that was probably not safe. And I saw this dude. He starts jaywalking, and I'm like on a side street, and I'm going this way. He's walking diagonally right towards me. About more than halfway across the street, he like opened up, like he pulled up his shirt, and I saw a gun in his waist, like in his boxers. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay. And a part of me wanted to panic. And another part of me was just like, no, we're gonna keep it cool. And like in the split second, I had a quick choice to make. And I chose to remain cool, calm, and collected. And as soon as I did that, I felt this wall come down from space, from the air. And it was like this magical, light, present, loving, safe, vibrant energy. It felt like a wall. And it came down right in front of, like, in between us. I placed my hands behind my back. I was just like, hello, sir. And then he just goes, hey. And then he continues to, like, just walk right by me. And then I took another turn, and then I started to, like, sprint down the street, and then took like another right and another right. And I finally ended up back home, and or to my Airbnb. But like, if I didn't trust in that knowingness that I was safe and I was guided and protected, and if I would have freaked out, that could have led to some serious, dire consequences or actions. But because I chose to remain in a state that was more positive and present, and I didn't worry, then, good things actually happened. An amazing life-saving force happened. This is why, like, your vibration is so important, to remain at least neutral. Okay. There is even another story, or maybe that you are relating yourself of, like, oh, maybe I'm worried about, doing it perfectly, or I'm worried about, like, what other people will think. Oh, yes. What will other people think or judge about me in some way, whether it is consciously and they're speaking it, or whether it's even an unconscious or even like a conscious inner thought. So we're going to break this down for you. You're doing what you want to do, right? You feel good, you feel great, it's happening, and then you place it out there. And then someone's like, "Oh, I don't really vibe with that. I don't really like that." And you're like, "Oh, okay, just one person." Another person comes along, they say the same thing. Then another one and another one. And then all of a sudden, you just had like five people just tell you like, "I don't really vibe with this." That could bring your confidence down. Could bring your energy levels down, and you may feel less than and start questioning things, right? But if you shifted your perspective of just like, well, I did what I thought was good. I did what I wanted to do, what I loved, what felt good for me. And, if five people just told me they didn't like it, it is okay. I'm choosing not to accept what they're saying as my truth, but I accept what they're saying for just where they're at and where their interests are and what they're vibing with on their own timeline. It'll be huge for you to have that perspective in that shift or shifting your perspective, sorry, to a positive state so that you will be uplifted, your chest will be out and your shoulders will drop and you start to relax more. Now, in the other aspect, if people are like walking by and like they don't say a word, but then maybe like quietly in their mind, they're like, ooh, I don't, nah, that ain't it, because sometimes that'll happen as well. And, that is also okay. Trust the next thing, trust in the people that are truly meant for you, for your stuff, your creations, your products, whatever the case may be, will work out in every way, from the deal, the sale, the conversation, the connection, the relationship, to, the benefits, like all of that greatness, right? But it's choosing where to start. And it's all got to start small. Okay. And then eventually it builds more and more. And then you get to play bigger when this happens. Like there was like when I was hosting classes, when I hosted my first two events, I had like 15, I had 21, 20 people. And then that was in Cleveland. And then I went to Austin. And then I was like, okay, this is it. And I was doing Reiki meditation and I wasn't getting a lot of people at all. Hardly any. Sometimes one. I think the most I got in my first 4 months was like 11 people. And I was so happy about that. Oh my goodness. And then I ended up learning about breath work, like how you could teach classes or host events about breath work. And I was like, oh my God, I learned so much about breath work. And I had to learn through my martial arts class. And I had to learn about the breath, like not even just like, not just taking some few deep breaths. Like we took steps to build our lungs, to build our mindset, and like how long we get to hold the breath, how many breaths can we take in a minute? How many steps can we take with each breath? Like, they were all building blocks. And then when I went to some of these events in Austin, I was like, oh, I can do this. And then when I started, I'm going to do another video about this, like you're super conscious. It's going to be a short one because I don't know too much about it, but I've experienced enough force with it to be, to guide at least some way, shape, or form. And when I was able to trust in myself, and then like I changed the description, I changed the class, I started getting way more people for breath work and energy healing. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. I started to get like 20 to 30 people every single event for the next 4 months. It was amazing. I was getting all these new people like all the time. And then I started getting people to come back. So I was getting regulars. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was so great. Um, it really was. But like I had to start somewhere. And some people start big and it's fantastic. And then I went from being small. I even had two times, actually, no, one time. I had one time where nobody showed up to any of my classes or events. Oh, nope, two times. Sorry. One was at Lizard Yoga. I'll do another story about Lizard Yoga one time. And then the other one was like at Flow Yoga where like no one showed up. But it was like a weird time. It was like 12:30, like on a Wednesday. And it was, I think I was substituting a class, so I wasn't too mad. But the one about Lizard Yoga, I'm actually like not happy about. I've let go of it, you know. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be your mindset, how to move the energy. Don't be afraid to play small. Like, don't, because that's like where so much magic and so much growth is. Because then it's just preparing you for every single step when you do get more people, when you do get to hold more energy, when your capacity energetically and your nervous system expands out more, you're going to be able to handle it, right? Like, lucky for me, I was already, I'm already an impeccable energy healer. People will say I'm a master healer. Like, I have the hands of Jesus, not my words, other people's words. I have references on speed dial if you so called to call me out on it. That ain't nothing but a G thing. I don't, doesn't matter to me if you want to or not. And, so like I was able to like hold space for people. It's very easy for me. Even like hundreds of people, even thousands of people, I can do it. So easy for me. And yeah, so I'll leave this with you. So much love, so many blessings. If you feel so called, like you like this, I would love to know how this video resonated with you. What did you take from it? Leave a comment or comments below. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm really wanting to build my YouTube channel a lot more. And if you feel even more called and it resonates with you to work with me one-on-one, I offer 3 to 6 month packages for people to work with me through life coaching. We go into your nervous system, your subconscious mind, your life, traumas. How do we access your gifts? How can we help you feel lighter, more present, more safe, more inspired for life? And I have so many modalities and exercises and techniques to really help the body and the mind and the soul. So if you want to know more, I'll have a link below. We can schedule a call. If you just want to get down and take the deep dive as well, I'll have something else for you to sign up and we can just get started. But I would still love to know more about where you are at and how I can best serve you. Bless you all, and may your higher power continue to show you how much your higher power loves you. Namaste.